Welcome back to Midday. We're here visiting with Tom Friedman and Terry Ann Wilson, who are joining us from the Kamloops Film Society. Welcome. It's always a treat to talk to you guys. There's always so much going on with the Film Society.
Yeah, well, it's a delight to be here as usual.
For sure.
And we're excited because after our film festival in March, we usually leave a bit of time for people to recover. And then we're introducing our spring series, which actually begins a week from tomorrow.
Yes, very exciting.
And we are excited. It's a 4-film series. It'll run into the middle of May. And that's when we usually allow people to do their gardening and get ready for summer.
Breathe a little bit in between.
Yes, exactly. The festival was a phenomenal success.
Yes. Wildly successful this
Wildly
year.
successful. We were very fortunate. Our committee did a just great job. We had very good guests, industry guests, actors, directors, and just the quality of the films that were on show, and the feedback was very positive from
and
our
so
audience.
much buzz around those films as well. Sometimes you don't really know what's coming down the pipe for films. This year, there was a lot of excitement surrounding what was going to be seen as well.
Yeah, absolutely. So we wanted to introduce the film that's opening next week. This is a film that has a very strong Canadian connection, but it is a Spanish language film by one of the masters of Spanish cinema, Pedro Almodovar. He's known for works mainly in the 80s and 90s. Women on the Edge of a Nervous Breakdown, Law of Desire, Tie Me Up, Tie Me Down. These were phenomenal successes. But this is an adaptation of 3 short stories by Canadian Nobel laureate Alice Munro. And we're very delighted that a filmmaker has taken this theme, which is about mothers and daughters, and brought it to a very different kind of venue, Madrid, in Spain.
Very multicultural, a lot of people collaborating to make this film.
Yes, we have our actress, Adriana Ugarte, plays the role of Julieta, and she is a woman with an obsession. The film really explores this woman in her life being estranged from her daughter at a point when she really wasn't expecting it. And so this has become sort of her journey through trying to discover, how did this happen? How did she come to this place? And she has a chance meeting with an old friend who's able to tip her off as to where her daughter is and what she's doing. And so Julieta changes all of her plans and takes an apartment in an area where she knows that her daughter could conceivably find her, and sets out to track back in time. So we go through a flashback experience of Julieta's life, and we experience along with her all of the comedy of errors that led to this experience of this estrangement with her daughter. And I think in a lot of ways, what's really amazing about this film is, if you're familiar with Pedro's canon of work, he's really, nothing happens by chance. Everything is very carefully, meticulously designed.
It's all crafted.
It's all crafted. There's like such an architecture, even with the performers, even the way he places his performers and has them placed while they're performing, there's an architecture to that. And the use of color, the use of sound design, the score is spectacular. It's some of the critics are saying it's one of the best film scores they've heard in years.
That's exciting.
It's won a number of awards, and this is the type of film that you go and you see, and you definitely feel transported. And it's also, I think there's something about watching a movie that lets it be okay, that, you know, that saying that grief sometimes pulls us together, brings us together. This is a film that actually acknowledges right up front and center how, you know what, sometimes grief actually drives us apart. And so it's a treatment of that kind of a concept. It's
brave subject matter.
Very brave subject matter.
Fantastic. We have a sneak peek. I saw a tiny bit of it at the Oscars. They gave a few little glimpses, and I was definitely intrigued by it. Can't wait to see more. Let's take a look at that.
¿Cuál es la habitación de mamá?
Esa ventana que da a la parra.
Mamá, ¿qué haces aquí? He venido a ver verte. Me traigo a la niña.
¿Qué niña?
A tía. Mi hija.
Even in that short clip, you can see what you were talking about, the deliberate cinematography, the attention to detail.
Yeah. And, you know, if those readers of Alice Munro recognize this very tortured relationship between mothers and daughters
Yes.
that pervades all of her literary works, but particularly these short stories that are the basis of this film. And she tries to present the relationship in all its complexity, and I think that Almodovar is able to capture that
Different
in this
perspectives.
film.
Yes, absolutely. Which is, again, what Alice Munro is known for, if you've read any of her short stories.
Yeah.
Different perspectives, unexpected twists.
Yes.
Fantastic. So that's premiering April 13th at the Paramount Theater, 7 p.m. Also, you can visit kamloopsfilmseries.ca.
Yes.
Is there limited space for this? Or?
We're recommending that people buy their tickets ahead of time, just so they don't have to line up at the box office.
Right.
You can buy them online through kamloopsfilmseries.ca or in advance at Movie Mart on St. Paul.
Oh, nice. Perfect. Awesome. Options. And you have a couple more films coming up in the series as well?
3 more after
more,
this
4 in
one,
total.
and they'll be each succeeding week after the 13th.
Perfect.
And we're going to be on again to preview the next film
Fantastic.
in 2 weeks.
So we can look forward to that as well. Thanks so much for
Yes.
joining me today. We're
Thank you.
very excited about that film. It looks absolutely fantastic. Kamloopsfilmseries.ca. Don't miss this great film that's being premiered in Kamloops. We'll be back with more Midday in just a minute.